Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome to today's Honkai Star Rail video. So in today's Honkai Star Rail video, we're going to run through the Honkai Star Rail Simulated Universe World 3 guide while being underpowered as well as free to play on the second day of game release. So in case you guys are watching this video from like in the future, right, from the future or maybe like 1 or 2 weeks later, this is recorded on the second day of game release, and by right most people right now should be equilibrium level 1. But the recommended level for World 3 is actually level 45. So it's better for you to try to clear it when you're equilibrium level 2, where all your units are level 50. So this will make your runs a lot easier. But if you like to take on the challenge like myself, then this build that I'm running, right, as well as the characters that I'm running, everybody can do it because they're all free to play characters. They're available to everyone. And the challenge itself or the run itself is going to take a little bit of time. But if you like the challenge, if you have the time to spare, I think it's an interesting combination as well as a style or build in the simulated universe you can try. So without further ado, let us jump into the build itself. Okay, so I'll start by talking about the hero composition, the build that I use. So right here, as you guys can see, I'm running March. I'm running my own main character, Fire Mode, as well as Danheng and Bailu. So the 3 core units in this build is your 2 preservation units. So you need not run March or main character specifically. You can also run March with Japat or Japat with main character. So as long as you have at least 1 preservation unit that provides shield for your team, this build will work for you. So I'll just show you guys like what are the stats or equipments I'm running for these characters itself. So for March, I'm running level 40, right? This is the light cone. Totally free to play friendly. I'm saving up for the 5-star cards, so don't ask me why I'm upping my 3-star. Then for tracers, I didn't bother to level up because honestly speaking, having additional damage doesn't help. So for marchers, you don't even need to invest in the tracers, you just need some resources in the levels. Then for the relics itself, I have the ice damage one. So if you have a better quality, I'll say like the defensive one, over here, Night Silent Oath Ring set, right, the Knight of Purity Palace one, then it's better to give it to your preservation units. But as you guys can see, my Knight of Purity Palace is only a rare, whereas my other equipment is epic and it gives more stats, so I decided to use my other stuff instead, right, because of the stats that it offers. But in the future, if I have better quality items, right, in the set itself, I'm probably going to replace it and just use this Night Silent Oath Ring, because this one greatly increases the defense for your preservation unit and also increase the max damage that can be absorbed for the shield. So it's going to be very helpful for this build because we are going to run the Preservation Blessing build. So that is for March, right? So main character, same thing. I run a very hybrid one, basically the best quality equipments for now. Can't be bothered to upgrade because I'm completely free to play, so I will wait until I'm able to farm for the yellow gear before I commit my resources. So that's for the main character. Then I got the stuff here. I don't really think I need this for the build, so I didn't upgrade it, but I might if I continue to use Trailblazer moving forward, because the resource allocation for your characters will get tremendous. So I need to think of what are the units I want to focus on, right, before like committing my resources on all of this, because later on you need a lot of trace materials to upgrade the skills, so you cannot really like diversify too much if you're free to play. So next, Bailu, my main character. So this character is insanely good, right, for her healing purposes, but in the build itself, she's not that important towards the end. She's super important at the start because you need to be able to clear the initial few stages, surviving them, and then you get all your preservation blessings, and then you start to see the effect of this build itself. So Bailu, you definitely need a healer. If you don't have Bailu, use Natasha, she served the job as well. So Light Cone over here, level 40, these are my tracers, so I upgrade everything because she's my main story progression character. So Relic, I use the healing relic combo, so Eidolon 0 over here, as you guys can see, very poor man Bailu. Then lastly, I use Danheng. So you don't have to use Danheng. If you have Bronya, you can use Bronya. You can also use Asta in Danheng's place, but because my Danheng is my main DPS for this account, so I have a lot of stuff or resources invested in him, so that's why he will hit a little harder, and that's why I'm running him, so that in the earlier stages I'm able to spend lesser time because he will help me kill the monsters a little faster. So if you have your CD, right, C1, C6, whatever, you can use CD as well. So the last character or your DPS character is not very important, because the core character, right, to this team is basically your 2 preservation unit and then a healer for the earlier stages for the build itself. So very free to play friendly. You can run Natasha main character and March and then +1, and you're perfectly fine. So that's for the hero composition itself. And for the blessings itself, right, mainly we'll be running the blessings of preservation, as you guys realize by now, because we're running 2 preservation units. So this path allows you to get a ton of benefit when your characters are shielded, and allows your characters who generate shield to generate even more shield or even take reduced damage. So on screen right now is basically the whole list of the blessings of preservations or the other blessings I have when I was doing this run. So the few important, I'll say, like blessings for this whole thing to work. Number 1, you need your path resonance isomorphious reaction. So that is the formation for your resonance. So you get your resonance, which is like an additional ultimate once you have 3 of the blessings of a specific path. And for this case, because we are running the preservation one, we will be getting path resonance preservation. So this path resonance preservation allows you to do damage to all enemies based on the total shield of all your allies. So when you add on the resonance formation, when you enter the battle, this charges the path resonance 40% energy, so you're able to use it faster. And whenever an ally gain a shield, right, this skill will be able to regenerate energy itself. So if you guys haven't realized by now, this build is about you generating a lot of shield and then surviving even the heaviest barrages coming from the bosses or even the elite monsters itself. However, using this build means that you will have a little less damage compared to your standard comp, but it's fine as long as you survive and you're able to throw out your path resonance a lot. You're still gonna do a lot of damage. So on screen right now is basically my run fighting Japat. So this is also the build I use for Wotu itself. So Japat is, I'll say, relatively easy because he doesn't hit very hard, but he's very tanky, so he drawn out the fight for quite long. And personally, because I'm also like a tanky build, right, I'm able to generate a lot of shield and keep myself healthy. I was able to just survive throughout the battle and then spam throw my path resonance as much as possible. So the goal of this build really straightforward, right? Go for blessings of preservation, try to spam out your shields to protect yourself, and then save up the path resonance for your area attack or additional damage boost when you're fighting the monsters in the runs itself. So yeah, it's a very straightforward build. So I use it for World 2 and World 3, and I'm probably going to try to use it for the next world as well, because free-to-play account, I think it's very hard for you to squeeze out hyper damage for you to run like the hunt stuff or even other stuff that will benefit a lot from like having a lot of attack or having a lot of stats from having very good units. Like I have another whale friend who is running a C6 CD, so he went for the hunt build and he was just clearing it with a breeze. But for me, I couldn't, because like my Dunhing just didn't hit hard enough, right? It was C1, so it was not super powerful. But I'm pretty sure this build can work for you as well, as long as you have 2 preservation units built up. So yeah, basically that's it. It's a very straightforward build. If you're free to play, this build works for you. If you have a little bit of time, this build works for you as well, because the problem with this build is it's gonna be a lot slower because it's not damage centric, and you need to build up your blessings in order for your resonance to hit really hard towards the end. So the build up is gonna be a little slow, but if you're able to get basically whatever I did, right, the blessing as well as the units, as well as having sufficient levels on your cards, on your characters, is pretty much 100% clear. So yep, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Do remember to like and subscribe in order to see more guides from Honkai Star Rail from this channel, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys!